What is up, you fuckers? Welcome to another Gigguk reaction video. Today we're going to be reacting to best anime of 2019. Gigguk, you better deliver good content or I will suck your nipples. As you can see, follow my Twitch. Let's get into it. Here we go. We skipped the paid promotion, obviously, and let's stop the background music. Yeah, don't worry. I'm not an idiot.
Said that 2017 was a pretty okay year for anime. Well, 2018 must have heard that and was like, okay, watch this.
I would be terrified. The fairies they're attacking. Ooh, there's a lot of animes I like here.
There were so many shows worth watching that there wasn't even enough time to watch everything worth watching. So I'm not even going to pretend to say that I, as one man, can accurately say what the best parts of anime in 2018 was, because I guarantee that there was something that I missed. However,
yeah, that's for sure.
Such a massive year, I wouldn't want to miss the chance to talk about some of my favorite things. I know last year I made this video because of the Anime Awards, but I'm not going to be involved this year, so I'm just doing this completely for myself.
Oh my god, I know that anime has like weird animation.
Everything I had to cut in my 2018 year review. There's no official structure I'm following, I'm just going to talk about shit I liked, so let's do this.
Works for me! Best girl, oh no.
We were skipping right to the big one, and 2018 was heartbreaking because there were only so many hip pats I could give. Because you're a good girl, and you're a good girl.
Better talk about Steins gay. I swear to God.
No, not you. Get the fuck out. Anzu reached torture levels we had previously thought impossible. Best girl in Zombieland Saga was made irrelevant because the manager managed to outshine them all. Historia's character actions literally made me stand up and cheer in the scene where she finally told Eren to shut up and get over it.
Just eat me already, damn it! I can't live like this, so end it! Shut up, dumbass!
Yeah, that's awesome.
I don't care!
Oh my god! Oh, please have my Eren-hating babies! Say what you want about Trigger, but man, do they know how to make their fucking girls. 02 dominated her show so heavily that even after the 2/3 mark of the series when her character went...
Oh, yikes, dude. That's a yikes.
Somehow, some way, the nearest competition was still nowhere near close. Then Gridman came along and started the Holy Church of Rika's thighs, only for the faith to be fractured when the sacred temple of Akane's feet was founded.
What the fuck?
I became a religious man this year. But let's be real, Bunny Girl Senpai could have essentially run a Best Girl of the Year competition against itself, and nobody would complain, of which Mai would still clearly be the winner. But despite Mai being by far my favorite girl of the year, I still have to give a shout out to Miki from Devilman Crybaby, who has to win by default because she was clearly head and shoulders above the rest.
What?
I'm going to hell. I feel with the amount of quality we had this year, I would be doing a disservice to many great shows that got largely overlooked for one reason or another. In other words, the ones that weren't simulcast by Netflix or were just on Amazon Prime. In the Netflix corner, you had Dragon Pilot and High Score Girl. Dragon Pilot is right up there with Hinamatsuri as one of the most uplifting.
I realize I haven't watched a lot of animes this year.
Where dragons can transform into fighter jets after swallowing a human, and that sounds like vor, and it is vor, but it's like wholesome vor. Let's just immediately forget I just said that. High Score Girl was a cute romantic comedy set in the backdrop of 90s gaming. This was an amazing love letter to old school arcades with real-life games and consoles that existed.
What is that?
If you have any interest in retro gaming, you will absolutely love this. But to me, the biggest overlooked anime of the year was Banana Fish. This got swept under the carpet thanks to Amazon Prime and the strong homoeroticism on display at the beginning. But despite the blatant man service, Banana Fish is not a yaoi. Instead, it's an intense, dark crime thriller that tackles very adult themes, including sex trafficking, drug abuse, trauma, rape, PTSD, with a very human relationship right at the center.
Not gonna lie,
if
we
you come
need
expecting
boys.
a show about two boys breaking each other in bed, you're gonna be sorely disappointed, because the only one who gets broken is probably gonna be you by the end of it.
Oh, less interesting.
I just
don't
want
like that.
Ash to be happy.
I don't like emotional animes.
Yep,
it's really
this
not
one's
my
gonna
cup
be a
of tea.
biggie. I'm splitting this up into two parts: my favorite fight scene and my favorite action series. As all the best fight scenes this year came from continuing franchises. And boy, did we get some fucking amazing fights this year. Here
this is the part I'm interested in.
The Battle of the Alls, that in terms of narrative weight was my moment of the year, even if the fight itself did just boil down to one orgasmic punch. Black Balls versus Vegeto did the impossible and made me cheer at the sight of Asta screaming at the top of his lungs. Attack on Titan had some absolutely godly cuts that made me question if I ever want this series to go back to being about fighting titans. I mean, screw fighting giant naked people when we can just watch Levi enter a bar in the most extra way possible.
That's one of my favorite scenes of the anime, to be honest with you. I don't know what you guys think, but holy shit.
Beer! Goku vs. Jiren was hype enough that Mexico actually advertised it as a professional boxing match that was publicly broadcasted, even if it wasn't technically legal, making it the only fight in 2018 that people illegally streamed for free and wasn't disappointed enough to still ask for their money back.
Can we get some
I would
oof in
have
the
a hard
chat?
time picking anything but Naruto and Sasuke versus Momoshiki. The best Naruto fights continue to blow my goddamn mind with the framing, tempo, and technique of old school
my
Hong Kong
God,
Kung
I
Fu
love it.
movies, mixed in with anime superpowers. I mean, just look at this.
Yeah, it's Kung Fu and anime superpowers. That is true. Holy shit.
Anyone remotely familiar can recognize Momoshiki using Wing Chun in his hand-to-hand scuffles. This fight is literally Ip Man with fucking superpowers.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Is that? But what I also love is that it still contains the same tactical depth without stopping to explain everything that happens and just letting it play out in real time, which was damn exhilarating. I mean, Naruto and Sasuke even reused the same Shuriken Shadow Clone strat they used as kids, which was just... For its choreography, direction, execution, and just pure orgasmic spectacle, this was my fight of the year. In terms of pure action shows, though, there wasn't actually that many to pick from this year. Sword Art Online Alternative was just a
where's my
celebration of
JoJo?
everything not Sword Art Online. I mean, it was so not Sword Art Online that they straight up told you that this was not Sword Art Online.
ソードアートオンラインじゃないんだから。
Not
In the
allowed.
first two episodes of Megalobox, I was essentially expecting Hajime no Bebop with a pure, unfiltered hype fest, but instead it became something more like a Ping Pong the Animation-esque introspective character study that explores the themes of desire and ambition. It was really good, just not in the way I expected, and as a side note, I still can't get over the fact that they purposely scaled it down to 480p to give it a 90s aesthetic. Which I get, but I just want to experience this in the best quality it can be. I mean, why stop there? Why not give me the choice to experience this in the authentic mid-2000s aesthetic?
Mid-2000s. Oh no! Windows Movie Maker, no! Hypercam!
So because of that, to me, there was one clear winner for Action Show of the Year. Every year there comes along one show that makes me think I'm actually a 5-year-old kid trapped in an adult body. And holy hell, Gridman was it
this is not
year.
my kind
This
of
made
anime.
me feel like I was watching Saturday morning cartoons again as a kid, yet somehow going in a direction that genuinely surprised me. It's got giant monsters, it's got robots combining, it's got people shouting attack names, and it's got CG that I actually like.
That's
If
a
you grew
new
up a fan of
Gigguk
Power
doesn't like
Rangers,
CG.
or if you're like me and you grew up
it's
staffing
the
tie-dubbed episodes of Ultraman whenever you stayed around your grandma's house in Asia, you will have an absolute blast with this show. It strikes the perfect balance of childish nostalgia with adult themes done in a way anyone can enjoy. Thank you, Trigger, for saving anime once again from yourselves.
Best OP!
Look, we all know I'm not the OP
Fighting
guy,
gold.
but even I can appreciate a good OP when I see
Fighting
one.
gold.
JoJo is back as stylish as ever with a James Bond-esque opening, and yet somehow got out-styled in the same season by a freaking idol show. And hold on, yes, that's the sound of every JoJo fan getting ready to crucify me. Pop Team Epic was an awesome meme-filled frenzy. You had Kimi no Se, which is the only lyrics to that song, and you can't convince me otherwise. Persona 5's opening was pretty much the only good thing by that adaptation, which I can also say about Kokoku, which had an absolute banger of a song that I listened to.
Yeah, I
countless
know this
times,
song. This song
even
is
if I
actually
never got
amazing.
Past the second episode. But in my mind, there was one OP that really stood out to me above all others. Something that completely blew my mind, and that was my discovery of watching anime on Netflix and having a skip OP button.
How dare you? How dare you!
That was my favorite
Heresy!
OP of 2018.
You heathen!
I just
What
really
have you
liked
done?
Red Man Crybaby, how in its ED it just let you skip to the next episode. Holy shit, Best OST was a hard one this year because there were so many great contenders. The Pillows were back with their A game in really progressive and alternative, which turned out to be pretty much the only thing I liked about the new season.
Triggered, yeah.
Goes further than the universe, mastered the art of the Anohana bitch cry technique that has now conditioned me to bawl my eyes out on command at the mere signal of using
I don't know
any
about
of
you
its
guys.
insert songs.
I don't like emotional animes at all. I just
For a second.
I hate watching it. It comes to the point I hate it. What do you guys think? I'm
But
interested.
overall, there were
to know.
3 vastly different OSTs that were a close contender for the top spot. Violet Evergarden was far and beyond the most beautiful soundtrack this year, which is only fitting for the most
haven't seen
beautiful
it.
looking show this
Damn,
year. This OST
that
takes
looks
you on this
awesome.
dazzling, beautiful journey and
Whoa.
manages to communicate emotions more succinctly than Violet is able to do for most of this show. Considering the show was about learning to express yourself and coming to terms with your feelings, the track said more than a lot of the dialogue ever needed to. And then, to completely switch gears, Devilman Crybaby's
love the
use of
animation.
synthwave gave the show one of the most unique sounds I've heard in anime, giving it this retro futuristic feel that was pretty much perfect for Masaki Yuasa's mind-blowing vision. It is a psychedelic, ecstasy-fueled acid trip, and I fucking
Oh, that
love
sounds
it.
like my
However,
kind of
by
anime.
a thin margin, I think there was one score that just beats both of them out. Megalobox's OST immediately stood out as something special. The hip-hop inspired sound was perfect for the gritty urban street life and Joe's journey from grimy underground to superstardom. You know you're listening to a special OST where every episode brings in a new track where you end up hunting it down and putting it on your phone so you can listen to it.
Yeah,
on
that is
repeat.
true.
And Megalobox was no exaggeration, just that. The whole soundtrack is so incredibly stacked, whether you just want something to chill to, something sad, or something that makes you feel so invincible that you're hyped up to get in a ring and kick some fucking ass.
Damn! This makes me want to watch the anime. Is it good for anyone who has watched it? Is it good?
Alright, time for some
Interesting.
quick fire categories about shows I've recently talked about so I don't want to repeat myself.
Okay.
Best slice of life.
I don't
the
like
anime.
slice of life.
Best adventure. A place that's actually within this universe. Best animation. Violet Evergarden, and it wasn't even close. Best thriller.
okay.
Devil Baby Cryman. Best fantasy. That time I got reincarnated as a slimy boy and tried to make friends with everyone before becoming Hokage of a hidden leaf village. Is this title long enough? Yeah, I really want this to be a light novel. Best drama or romance. Well, the best couple of this year
What
is
the
clearly
fuck?
Sucker and My. I Feel Blooming to You is a better romance show that explores teen love better, but Bunny Grill Senpai still remains my drama of this year. And that leads us to the biggie.
Okay.
Pingu in the City! Whoa! That's right, best anime of 2018! Just kidding, guys. Pingu only got a cameo in this one because it's a place further than the universe. I don't need to say any more about
Okay.
this. I've already talked plenty.
I
but
got
in a year
scared.
of amazing anime, to me, this one
Pingu,
stood out
yay!
as the most special. But let's be honest, this year it was in no way clean cut or will be unanimous among us, so I do have one final thing to say.
Final word! Here we
Before
go.
we truly hang up our coats and say goodbye to everything that happened in 2018 for real, I wanted to take some time for serious reflection on the year gone by. The general consensus for 2018 was that it was an amazing year for anime, and personally, I absolutely agree.
Same.
It has been a very long time since I've seen a year with this many good shows in it with as much variety as it had. Action,
That's true.
romance, slice of life, fantasy, moe, idols, cute girls, mecha, sports, comedy. There was something for everyone this year that I'm sure any person could find several shows they'd enjoy, even if they could be some niche show that wasn't really talked about. There's been a huge abundance of anime for a few years now, but 2018 didn't just have more shows than people could keep up with. It had more good shows than people could keep up with. And the scariest thing is that looking at 2019, that doesn't seem to be slowing down at all. The first impressions of this winter season is that it's really fucking strong with a mix of small and large franchises in a variety of genres.
Well, we're gonna see that soon with the next video.
Is this the final form of anime we were hoping to reach 5, 10, 20 years ago when we wondered, what if anime actually became popular? Like, what if there was enough interest in this medium that there would be more shows worth watching than we could realistically keep up with?
Interesting.
And that's kind of happened this year, hasn't it? Yet, despite all this, something seems to be missing, doesn't it? To me, 2018 was
What?
the year of countless great shows and zero classics. Once again, there wasn't a show that lit up the community, really left its mark on the year, and will be something that we'll look back on and say, yes, that was the show or shows that defined 2018. While I think pound for pound, there were just as many shows worth watching,
I don't
if
know.
not more so, with more variation than the last
don't
legendary
agree.
years of anime of 2011, 2006, and 7. It just doesn't feel as special, and I'm not sure if that's just me nostalgically looking back, or because it's just what anime has evolved
What do you
into.
guys think?
Those were the years where the shows defined that generation of anime fans. Death Note, Code Geass, Gurren Lagann, Madoka, Steins Gate. But today,
Oh, Steins
anime
Gate.
is no
Fucking
longer
love
that same uniform medium. As I've said before, being an anime fan doesn't hold the same weight as it used to because you can have 4
Stop
people that are
with the
anime fans
nude.
that watch
Why?
completely different stuff, and the anime shows themselves have become this sort of short, hard-hitting commodity that we consume, enjoy, then move on from. It makes me wonder if we'll ever see a classic again. As I look back on this past year, I don't have a standardized list of top anime I would recommend from the year, but instead just a very healthy choice of shows for whatever taste, mood, or niche that you want. You don't have to look too hard to find a show you'll enjoy, but I feel because of that it lacks the same cohesion and identity. Because despite how many great shows there are, despite the sheer volume of choice we have to pick from, and the variety of everything available, by the end of 2019, we would have forgotten about 90% of them. And that's what I think I'll remember 2019
He's not wrong.
for. It's the year I noticed anime was nowhere near the uniform landscape it was. It's the year we got more great choice than ever, from the result of the heavier commercialization that has come with its popularity. It's the year I feel the landscape matured to a point that it became more reminiscent to other mainstream entertainment industries rather than the niche fandom it used to be. But of course, anime is still growing, and it's still growing very fast. So
That's
who
for
knows
sure.
what 2019 will have in store for us.
Well, we're about to find out with
Hey guys, hope you enjoyed that
with the
video.
next
Thank
video.
you very much
Hey
again.
Gigguk, thank you for the content. Can we all praise Gigguk in the chat? He's giving us all the content, dude. This is my outro. Click on this video or on this video or something. Get out of here. Go.